I love that intro because every time that mule just jumps in that trailer, it looks like she's just being a good little girl. She was not. She ran off on me right there. Ran all the way around the trailer a few times and got to the back of the trailer, and I walked up and she jumped in finally.
Naturally.
Oh, what a day! I had to shovel some concrete today. So
Is that part of your new job description?
no, but it's hard for me to sit around and watch people work while I'm in my truck in air conditioning, sipping on my whiskey.
Well, that's how you're supposed to be, right? You be the boss man, make more money that way.
Yeah, I haven't even showered yet. Came home, stayed on the couch, watched that. It's on Netflix called Godless. A little western, pretty good. I
Mhm.
think
Yeah, it ain't bad.
so. I mean, it ain't too cheesy like some,
Yeah, yeah,
but other than that, it's been hot today.
yeah.
So it was like hotter than usual today, but I think it's because we had some clouds and stuff, and they all went away.
Yeah.
So, but I made it barely. So, what did you do to this week, Benny?
Cooked. That's all. Cooked.
Just cooked. You, Derek, you were
I did.
playing with monkeys.
I was playing the monkeys on Sunday, and
Mm-hmm. Sorry,
uh,
Jared. Derek's catching all the Cuda Mondays down there.
I'm gonna try to leave all the rest of them for him.
Kill all.
Yep.
I had never
So
got into him before. It was a real pain.
How many to get into?
A bunch. I don't know. Too many.
Yeah.
one's too many.
You get into those big herds of 10 plus to 15, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, dogs everywhere, just trying to run everything, and just yeah.
Well, they ain't trying to run them; they're trying to eat them.
Well, yeah, but they're treeing one over here, and then one over here, and one over here. You know,
Well, hey, at least your dog's treed. Did they stay?
huh? No, because they would tree one over here, and I go running in there thinking something, and then I see that it's a problem, and they run over here and get this one up a little tree, and then run over here, and I'm trying to catch dogs and drop my
It
damn
must
phone.
be
Can't
good for
exactly.
fucking pups to tree because they jump around and go everywhere in the trees. They're
Yeah. If I had caught, that's why I say if it'd been one, that would have been all right because be up there being wild and them trees wasn't super big, you know. And then I had we trailed into that and they get on them things, and then I got one dog over on halfway up Mount Mother F blowing the top off. I'm trying to get these ones off these Coda Monday because you always hear they'll kill your dogs and all this crazy, and I'm trying to snatch dogs out of there.
well,
And
they
then
will. They don't. Your dogs actually end up killing your dogs, is what the deal is, because them monkeys will get a hold of a dog by the neck or the chest,
yeah,
and then another dog comes in and pulls the back end of the monkey.
oh,
That monkey sits there and holds on to whatever he's got a mouthful of, and when that other dog latches on, that ends up going with it.
I see.
I
You
mean,
need a dog that's just trained on those Cuda Mondays to bite their heads, like a good strong, kind of like a catch dog, a hog dog. They go
That's,
in and grab onto them. That's what you need for those Cuda Mondays.
that's
dude,
my
them monkeys, they're
great
hard to
dog
figure
does it.
out. They walk almost. It's like they almost walk just like a lion because they love the rock ledges and the edges of side hills and
Everywhere a lion is.
yeah.
You know how many times I've been in Globe and looked across the canyon and seen that tail go in the rocks? I'm all, oh shoot, and comes out of the rocks. And it's like, oh shoot, damn Buddha Monday.
Yep.
That's the first time I'd ever got into him. I've been lucky so far, but it was which everybody was fine. One dog just got a little scrape on her snout and like a bite on a leg a little bit or something, but Everybody was okay. Nothing serious.
The closest I've ever had a bad deal with him is I had a dog almost lose an eye because that monkey crawled on his face and it clawed or bit, and it went, I think it was a claw, it went into the eye socket and ripped the eyelid down and straight down the side of his nose.
There you go.
But
That's what it got her kind of like right by the eye. It was just shy of the tear duct, just a little bit low, and then it kind of like it came off, like it didn't get a good hold of her, and it scraped down her snout, and another spot kind of on her cheek. I don't know if they tried to bite her or grab her or what. I don't know what kind of hands they got.
Little kind of raccoony hands, don't they?
Their tracks look kind of like it.
yeah, well, their claws are almost like a badger.
So they hook
Right.
like that.
Well, they got the real long claws on them, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, they got some meat hooks on them.
Been a while since I.
Well,
I never examined one up.
don't jinx yourself.
Yeah, I'd like to continue not examining them up.
My dogs don't trash nothing. I figured I'd just start a fight right away. My dogs are broke.
I wish Justin was on here. He could tell you a story.
I'm trying to. So I sent it to the group chat. Now I'm sending it to him, just to let him know he needs to come on.
That's what I get though, talking about how clean my pups are, and then all of a sudden they get in the damn herd of monkeys and act like fools for half a day.
Every time my dogs treat something, I know they're treated on trash. And so if I just expect it when I get up there, I'm proud of them for not being. So I'm always in a good mood if they don't trash. If I trash, I'm not in a bad mood because I already knew they were gonna. That's because she's a squirrel dog. I'll be. How's the new business, Benny? We already talked about it off there. So I get on and then we start talking. I'm like, I better log on before we lose all the stories.
It's up and down right now. Thursday we had our best day, and then Saturday we set up here in town and we had an even better day. And the last 2 days have gone in the tank, but we've got some events coming up, and that should help bail us out a little bit, so
Oh
it's
man,
just it's a
you make
process.
money that first time. It's like yes, and then all of a sudden you don't, and then it takes that gradual, and then you get those events. Man, I remember making $1,000 in 4 hours on a hot dog stand.
Just with hot dogs, yeah.
My grouchy old ex-wife. So I'll know if she's listening because that will come back to me. Stalker.
We haven't had anybody complain about any of the food, and we're having them rave about the flavors and everything else. It all tastes great, but we're just serving lunch right now, and a lot of people, when they want to go have lunch, they want to go sit down and eat something, and we're sending them off in a bucket and say, "See you later. Get out of here." Next. So it's just a process.
Sounds like feeling that way, anyways.
I just Sunday I smoked 72 pounds of brisket,
Yeah.
and we're going through brisket pretty fast.
Let me throw this up on the. They're doing a raffle, Sportsman's for Heroes. That's the Zell. It's $100 a ticket. There's only 80 entries. 6.5 custom rifle. I found me another 6.5 Swedish Mauser has been sporterized, and I should have bought it, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm afraid of my wife a little. So, but I mentioned to her and she didn't say not to buy it. So now I'm gonna stop back by because it's on consignment at a secret gun shop I know. But I'm gonna pick it up because I have a couple of them. I have a Kimber someone used the Mauser action and turned it, Kimber gear, and then I have a 1917 Swedish Mauser with 31-inch barrel on it. So I
And
like
it's
the
a
6.5.
6.5.
6.5
That's
Swedish,
Swedish.
yeah. The one that they're raffling off
The Creedmoor.
is
It's a Creedmoor.
that Sportsman's for Hero one right there.
That's from
So if
that
you want,
guy
I
up
put
at
in,
Eager, right?
yeah,
That's from Eager.
yeah. So I put in a ticket for myself, and then AWDA bought a ticket, so we can re-raffle it off if we win it. But there's another raffle going on. I don't know how that one got. Oh crap! What am I doing here? There's another one going on. A guy for the firefighters that got in a head-on collision up here. Shoot.
Yeah. So
And
that
unprepared. Yeah, he's doing the $50 a ticket, and there's only 200 tickets.
Yeah, something like that.
Um,
And Maine has a petition filed to end their dog hunt for bears.
yeah, I know. That's crazy because Florida gets dog hunting, and then it's like, oh,
Florida don't got dogs yet. They got a bear hunt, but they don't
or
got
bear
dogs.
hunting. Who just got dogs?
See,
Louisiana got a bear season.
Yeah. Florida just got their first one, and they haven't had it yet.
Come on, man.
Did somebody get? I didn't know anybody got dogs.
Man, I swear someone just. You sure Florida didn't get dogs? They just got a bear season?
They just got a bear hunt. They don't got the dogs yet, but it's on the table for future. The Antis spent $185,000 or something like that buying up entries to the raffle for the draw. So they all had to buy a hunting license and buy an entry.
All right, let me type this one up now.
Something like 150,000 entries for 180.
Let me see here. Zell. So this one's for the bear hunt. Let me get it typed up. Jared left.
Hold on, I'm still here.
I'm gonna ask you what you've been doing. You might have to tell the story because Dustin probably wore him out. I seen you walking behind him.
Oh, I don't want to.
Just give us you wait.
Maybe we'll see if he gets on. I don't know. I just texted him saying, "Get your butt on."
But,
he was busy. Yeah, I called him about an hour ago, and he was wrapping some stuff up. So I don't know if he still is.
5 day.
Huh?
5-day bear hunt. Well, where were you guys at? Tell us a little bit about the story. You don't have to tell us his. You guys on mules? It's kind of what we're talking about tonight. Best way to travel.
We weren't on them long-eared things. No, we were on the Mustangs.
I gotta start riding mine more.
Dude, my 3-year-old needs a plow in front of him.
Slow him down?
No, he sees an open spot between him and 6-foot oak brush. Oh. And he'll just plow through that oak brush instead of going around. And he already came out and said he fell into cactus, so I guess I can say that part. The dogs are.
He fell off his horse.
Well, right? He didn't fall off. He was looking at his handheld. We were trying to figure out how to get down off this thick freaking knob. And he's looking at his handheld to see where his dogs were and kind of let that horse have his head. Well, like you always do, let them just pick their way. Well, there was cactus, a dead tree, and just a sliver of room. And the tree branch didn't break where it should have. And it ended up pushing Dustin off. And when he pushed off, he fell right into that prickly pear.
Mm.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Hey, better than a choya. I guarantee that.
Yeah, Choi is no good.
No joke.
But so he sat up there, or we sat up there, however you want to say it, for another extra half hour while he picked cactus out of his butt.
Who was all with you?
Huh?
Who was all with you?
Just me and him.
Oh,
You didn't help him? Well, that's what friends are for. He can't see
Yeah.
all those bits.
I
yeah.
got him. I gave him my knife. I'm like, hey, you can try shaving them off, see if that helps.
Didn't want to do it.
I wasn't gonna get in there and spread them and see what happens.
Anthony.
But and then, well, I'm already into the story. And then the dogs were trailing, and they make a lose, and they were down there for like a half hour trying to figure this lose out. And all of a sudden, two of his dogs come up, and they're running like they're jumped. And I'm like, okay, but none of my dogs are coming. So now I'm in my head. Dustin's like, he didn't say this. I said it to him after them dogs ran by us acting like they were jumped. I said, I swear to God, if we catch that lion today that I've been trailing for the last 3 times, I'm going to be pissed, because all I'm going to hear is you can only catch it when I'm with. That's all I'm going to hear from him, you know? And we were laughing and joking about that. And he's like, hey, my dogs are marking treat. And I'm like, son of a gun. And all of a sudden, my Rocky dog goes up to him and runs by him and keeps going down to the truck, and then comes back up to him and then goes back down to the truck. And now I'm furious. I'm like, you tree leaving piece of... Oh, I was mad. In my head. It was all in my head at the time. And we get down to the dogs, and by the time we get to the 2 dogs that had that animal caught, most of the dogs got there, but none of mine were doing nothing. And when we got there, it's like we heard a growl, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. They caught this lion and mine aren't doing shit with it. I was pissed at this point. I'm fuming underneath my
No,
hat.
Diane.
I am fuming underneath my hat. And the dogs are in this rock cropping, and I'm just mad now. And we're pulling Dustin's dogs out, trying to see what they got. And he's pulling his dogs out, and I crawl in the hole, and I just see this eyeball sticking out from the side of the hole. And I'm like, it's got a giant eye. I was like, it's probably a lion. And I crawl in there more, and it's got this nose about that long. And I'm like, never mind, it's a pig. And then he just went to lighten his dogs up.
Do they have a lot of javelina up in Utah?
No, they don't have any.
Really?
Yeah.
They have some up in Kaibab area, do they not?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I mean,
I've never seen them in Kaibab.
not to
I
hate
run
the
into them in
country.
Globe.
Not to
I've
hate
never-
the country I'm hunting right now, but I do miss the Mexican border. I do miss my desert.
I feel like I haven't caught none in Globe, but I did catch a lot in Tunnel Basin. Tunnel Basin tears me up with them javelina. I don't know why. I don't know what the difference is. And I've caught them down here in the nursery
Yeah.
in a covert.
Brandon had one bad run in last year, and his dogs were trailing, and they just walked into a group of them, and he had some get tore up pretty good. But
Yep.
I mean, the nice part about pigs is it usually doesn't take a dog long to figure out he shouldn't be running it. Usually about once or twice, and they're like, all right, enough of this. Even a puppy.
Well,
I worry about that every week.
Nice part about pigs, though, is they don't run far
That's
before they
true.
hold up.
That's what you gotta say. Hopefully, I just keep avoiding them.
Yeah.
Georgia got dogs for bear in the past 2 years.
Yeah. I didn't know when they did. I know they do have it. I thought they've had it for a little bit.
But do you ever have run-ins with pigs, Benny?
Yeah, in the early days
Yeah.
when I got serious and went to catching lions and just hunting nothing but lions, we didn't have too much trouble with anything except coyotes. Coyotes are always obnoxious.
Yeah.
When the dogs were fresh, they thought they needed to run coyotes to get some legs under them, I guess. I don't know. I never had a run in with a quartermundi. I've never. Oh, with the dogs did bay 2 separate times. Once at night when we were coon hunting, and once during the day when we were lion hunting. They bayed up Gila monsters, but I don't think anybody else has ever had any proven Gila monster dogs.
I've
Yeah.
only ran into a couple Gila monsters, and
I've
In
seen
my
them. I've
time.
never ran into them with the dogs.
Yeah, I've been with the dogs. I've seen them hiking around.
They say they got some nasty is it venom or poison? Whatever you
venom.
want to call it.
I think it's a
They'll bite you, and it's not good.
It's they don't poop, they puke. And so they don't have teeth, they just got real hard, callous kind of bony gums. And when they get on and they chew and they gnaw back and forth, and it opens up a sore, and all that bacteria from their mouth gets in there. So they do have a light venom, but more than anything, it's bacteria.
So it's
Okay.
like a Komodo dragon. Nasty mouth thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I wonder what happened to a dog if they get bit by a Gila monster.
I don't know. I thought Gila monsters were like one of the most worst things to get bit by in Arizona, worse than a rattlesnake.
I don't know.
You
I've
know,
never
if you
been
get
bit by
bit
one.
by a Gila monster, you had to work at it because they move slow.
They are slow. Like
Yeah,
you picked it up and stuck your finger in his mouth and watched it
Yeah.
bite you,
Yeah.
and said, "Oh man, I think he's gonna bite me."
Yep.
I just wonder what the effects are on dogs. Have you guys seen any rattlesnakes this year?
Not
This
yet.
summer I did. I ran into 4 this summer hunting.
I didn't
And
see
then I
that,
saw a
but
dead one on the road the other day.
I've been working down on Toda Odom. God, I'd love to get down there and hunt that res. Right there around the mine, there's a bunch of sheep. I just wonder, I'd love to get down there and collar some lions and just see what their lions are doing. They probably got a lot of lions down south on the border, but tell me that deer hunting wouldn't be fun.
You could it probably doesn't happen anymore since marijuana is legal. It still might, I don't know, but they were this farrier down in Tucson was going over there and shoeing mules and horses. And he talked to me about the mules and horses were packing dope. But he said they were some of the best pack animals he's ever been around.
My dad has one.
He's like, they were a Labrador. He's like, you didn't need to halter them, nothing. You could just load them up and they just follow you. Because they know wherever you go, there's going to be water.
Who knew? Just buy you pack mules off the drug dealers. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think a guy that I seen, what's going on there? Take that off. I think a guy I seen that we bought some from, I think those were mules that were used for that. They weren't the best riding, but they sure would follow you.
Yep.
So all of the rattlesnakes are hanging out at Breck's.
Yeah, I only seen one this year, like June, calling coyotes. I think that's the only one I've seen. May or June, calling coyotes and about stepped on the joke.
Yep. Guess we could show Tim's bear real quick. You know it's a kill picture, and I'll probably get hammered for
It's a good bear.
With that 30-30, that's all.
Little baby one.
Oh, so that bear had something on the Clintons. I could tell it just suicided itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Kim that felt that.
He said it was 285 pounds, Tim.
That's a good bear.
Yeah. Did you
And it
catch
looks
it?
fat too. It looks real fat.
Oh yeah. Did he catch it or just soften it?
I don't know. I'm sure
My
he'll
bu-
tell us here in a second.
My buddy's got a
268.
broon last week in Nevada. It went 460 odd pounds.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a broon.
He's a big one.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's 2 or 3 different packs of dogs on that bugger.
Good man.
But he wasn't the friendliest. They had to staple some up, but they got it done. Everyone came out all right.
Yeah.
Well,
It's Tim.
I think we should talk about the topic for once in our career of
For
podcasting.
once in a year.
We're gonna start with Jared because Jared started out on foot, a lot of foot.
Yeah. Well, I was on foot this is my first year actually having my own stock animals.
Yeah.
And I was on foot when I first started. And then, the Toyotas and that stuff. And then I bought that side-by-side, and that was a game changer. You can see tracks way easier. I know guys hunt out of trucks and that stuff. I did it, still do it, but you can see tracks way easier out of a buggy than you can out of a Toyota or on a horseback if you're on horse riding the road. I mean, because you're right there and way easier. So
I'll run the roads with my mule,
mm-hmm.
and then when my dogs kind of bail off somewhere, it's just nice that you can legally dive off the road and go check that canyon and see if there's anything they're piddling around with.
Yep. But, it just depends on how you hunt, Like, if you go up where there's a bunch of roads, you don't really need a stock animal. Especially if you got another guy that you can walk and the other guy can drive the buggy around to pick you up. That's the ticket, because then you don't have to walk back.
Well, that's why everybody likes hunting 3B and 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then 35 to 36s, there's roads, but they're just a little bit further apart than 3B and 1.
Yeah.
I took a veteran hunting a couple weeks ago, and we was in 3B. I said, listen, if we ever get lost, just walk any way you want because you're going to hit a road.
Yep.
No matter which way you walk, you're going to hit a road sooner or later, period.
Yep. Like we were down here, or up here, I should say, and I was like 4.5 miles from the truck, and Brandon just grabbed my truck, or had the hunter grab my truck, and they just drove it around on the next road, and we just had to I just had to hike out to the road, and they picked me up. Yeah. That way I didn't have to hike 4.5 miles back.
There's nothing better than walking. I love free casting.
Yeah.
But I love free casting more when I can just cast and not have to reel myself back into the truck. So when I have someone that'll drop me off, I can walk 3,000 miles as long as I know I don't have to turn around and go back to the truck.
Yeah.
But even when I'm driving, we were hunting over there in 18A, and me and my son took a road, and holy moly, it was. We went back there a long way. I mean, all day way. Found a bunch of waters. Got to the end of it, and there was a gate open, and a fence, and that's private property. Most of that is. So then we kept going because I did not want to turn around and travel 6 hours backwards. And then we ended up coming to a fence and coming up to a driveway, and there was a trail camera right on this driveway coming out of this wash. So people probably have done that before, but they had a locked gate. So I'm just saying we did not turn around and go back. But
I got into it.
We did not destroy property, and I have a lot of master keys in my vehicle. Some with handles, some with ratchets. we did not go back. And the bad thing is I had Arizona guided hunting on my truck. So I've always been waiting to get a call from that guy. It's been a couple of years now, so I think we're safe.
But I got yelled at by a guy. I came off this ridge and started hiking downhill, and his place backed up to Forest Service. It was pretty much surrounded. His place was pretty much surrounded by Forest Service, and I start hiking downhill, and all of a sudden I just walk into this log cabin house, and I've never been in this area before, and he comes out, "You're trespassing, this and that. You can't read these effing signs." And I was like, "I came from there. You don't have a fence on your backside of your property. You just got it down by the road.
Yeah.
You might have no trespassing on the front side, but the backside's got nothing."
Gotta be posted.
Yep.
I just read. I just dealt with something like this last week. Same thing, but there was no fence. There was no signs posted. There was no. I thought Arizona, and I think it used to be a purple stake, and it has to have at least 100 inches painted, but it's orange now.
Orange now. Yep.
I swear it used to be purple. There's still people out here with purple stakes, but it has to be 100 square inches, which that's a 10 by 10. It's basically a paper plate painted orange.
Yep.
So
and it's got to be every 300 feet on 300 or 300 yards or 600
it's every
feet.
quarter mile.
Yeah.
I thought too, and I think maybe they changed this. I could have swore it was 90 feet. It used to be 90 feet.
Yeah.
But I started looking into it because of a case thing, and I was like, wow, every quarter mile. But
and it has to be on every corner and every gate access.
So the thing is with the orange T-post is nobody really knows about that rule that you can just paint a post or 10 inches of orange paint. And if it ain't posted and if it ain't fenced, like you could travel across it. Now the hunting's like one of them gray areas, and I believe if you post no hunting, nobody can hunt there unless you post like no hunting without permission. Kind of a bunch of weird stuff. I kind of dove into that real hard last week.
But tell you what, riding these Mustangs is a lot better than on foot, for the most part. There's a couple of times where I get pissed at them, but it's still better than walking. Like today, I covered 10 miles and I was back at the truck by 1:30.
I guess that makes sense. Orange used to be no trespassing. Now it's purple because colorblind people can see purple but not orange. Which means somebody in the state of, where's he at? Idaho?
Yeah.
Sued him and said I was colorblind and had a doctor even write a note he was colorblind, or maybe he was.
Or he won a case because of it or something.
Yep. Here it is.
I tell you what, I can see the benefits of all of them, but I'd rather have a horse, I think, a lot of the time. Because,
back where Jeremy is, I mean, everything's private. It's almost like Texas.
Yeah, you're going to be hunting on private property.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like out west where you got miles and miles of public and then no fence, and then you got for some reason out here you'll have miles and miles of public, and then you'll have a 10-acre parcel that's private that's been grandfathered in since man before time.
In the middle of the damn forest, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I think that started in Texas.
He's talking about the purple.
Yeah, it might have been.
In Texas, and it's recognized in the courts, if you paint your gate posts purple, just
Yeah.
a band on top,
Yeah.
that means no trespassing, period, and doesn't matter who you are.
Well. Yep. Anyways, blame it on the mule or horse you're riding, then you'll be all right.
Yep. He's colorblind.
Yeah. There's a lot of times I'd love to have had a horse, man. Just get around. Sometimes, you'd be hung and you have to get off and walk anyways, but I don't know, you can just cover more country quicker mounted, just like Jared was saying. Sometimes in some of this stuff it just takes a long minute to get up there.
Yeah, but you get in that thick, nasty brush like where
Yeah.
Chris was at when he hunted with me. He was better on foot than on that mule.
Yeah, it's tricky because it's like it's down there where I was at. Like sometimes it'd be good to have a mount, but then really like half of that rocky crap, you kill your horse trying to get through it anyway. It's thick and brushy, and you got the manzanitas or whatever and all that shit. And,
Yep.
yeah, tough deal. Side by side would be nice because I could have got down some of them little skinny roads that I couldn't get my truck in.
In the old days, there wasn't that many people out there on their three-wheelers. So, or motorcycles. So cross country, we used to be able to cross country no matter what. Your vehicles, everything. But problem is, there's just a lot more people than 30 years ago. So
Yeah.
you know how it is. You see a woodcutter road, which is legal to drive off road to cut wood or retrieve your game, and
Yeah.
then someone follows it, and they follow it a little more, and in 2-3 years, you got a road.
Yeah.
And Chris, it's more than just there are more people, but the bulk of the people are disrespectful.
Oh boy, talk to Brandon about disrespectful. He had some run-ins with some archery elk hunters. He says he'll tell stories if he gets on, but I mean, just some idiots out there. So, but that's anywhere, especially when I feel they're just starting to really get hot. So now everybody, and then you only got one more day to hunt. So it's only been the last week or 3 days that they're getting crazy. But he was saying there was a bunch of bulls running together still, which I know because me and that veteran seen same thing. 30 head of cows, one big bull, and he had a bunch of them just hanging around. I was like, wow, that's kind of weird. You're not trying to run them off or nothing. So, and them archery guys get real mad when the rut don't work out for them.
Yeah. But it's his damn hound dogger's fault, man. Those guys that makes the rut late because we're out there chasing bears and lions.
Is these those two guys they were looking for?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got struck.
So they did get killed by lightning? I haven't caught up with that.
Yep, they both got struck by lightning.
What'd they do? Hide under a tree?
No.
I don't know. But in regards to that question, you're danged if you do, and so he says sit down in the open and avoid trees. Well, out in the open, you're still the tallest thing out there.
Yeah.
Lightning's gonna hit where it wants to hit.
Yeah, I just keep on doing what I'm doing. I don't even think about it because if it's gonna get you, it's gonna get you.
If it's your day, you guys seen that movie, All the Pretty Horses?
Yeah.
The lightning got my uncle 40 foot down the mine shaft. Your buttons on your shirt, your fillings in your teeth.
Well, when I was a kid, they used to say that if there was a thunderstorm, you needed to close the windows on your house. We all had swamp coolers, and they said that lightning would actually pass through the house going through those open windows. I don't know if that's accurate or not. I know that I was fishing up on what is it called now? Valles Caldera. It was the Baca Ranch. It was private back then. And I was out in that big open volcanic bottom there fishing, and the fishing was good, and it was raining a little bit, and the lightning started banging around and thunder, and I just kept saying, man, I need to keep fishing. And I could feel my fishing line actually drawing static electricity, and it was snapping a little bit, but all I did was get down on my knees and bend over and keep fishing. So that's probably not very smart either.
Maybe stand on a tire so you don't ground out. I don't know.
But I was catching fish.
I think if lightning's going to get you, it don't matter where you are. If it's your day to go, it's going to get you. Period.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just go on doing what I'm doing. I don't even think about it because, like I said, if it's your time, you gonna get it. I sure don't want to spend the last 5 minutes thinking about it.
Ain't rude now. Yeah, it's a sad deal. I imagine lightning hits you good enough, you're gone. You probably don't even know it hit you.
There was a rancher when Sarah was in college. She was living out at this ranch, and that rancher got struck by lightning 3 different times.
There you go.
In Nevada.
He did something he wasn't supposed to do in his life.
Yeah, he lived all 3 times, but yeah, he got struck 3 times.
God said, I ain't going to kill you. I'm just going to hit you a few times.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. That's why you ride a side-by-side, right?
There you go.
I've known lots of horses,
Not as tall.
you know, been hit out in fields and killed, and cattle. I don't think you can escape lightning no matter what you're in.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Have you ever hunted out of a side-by-side?
Me?
Yeah.
Not myself. Oh, yeah. Not my own, though.
Yeah.
Down in Tonto Basin, the rancher had one, and he would go with us, and we'd throw all the dogs in. But I got my little 80 Toyota.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same. It's not, but it is. You know, everybody, they're expensive.
They are, but like I got my wife's Toyota. I had a Toyota. And then she got mad at me for breaking her Toyota, so then we bought the side-by-side.
Is that the trick? You break your wife's car and you get by side-by-side?
You start taking your wife's car out in the mountains, you'll get whatever you want real quick.
My wife's car is a Dodge Magnum, so I don't think I'd make it far.
Well, just get it high centered and rip the bottom out. And be like, if you would have had a side-by-side, I wouldn't have this problem.
Well, I bought her we found a Dakota she wanted, and I got it. She wants it like all Mad Maxed out, so I don't think she's going to let me take it regardless.
But we ended up getting that side-by-side. That was in 2021. And man, the amount of tracks you see, because your Toyota's wheelbase is another, it doesn't seem like it's a lot, but when you're that 6-8 inches wider in a truck compared to the Toyota or compared to the side-by-side.
No, they're definitely so much smoother to get around and easier to get around.
And and you go down some of them tight roads, you can still look for tracks where otherwise your truck would be rubbing both sides of the road, and you might as well walk because you're running over everything you're trying to look at.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And you can get into them real skinny jokers too, like them growed up old logging road looking deals. I could have got into dogs a lot faster a bunch of times if I had one of them. Be a handy deal.
Well, they will leave you stranded in BFE though too.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I say a horse I think would be pretty good.
And that wasn't even yours.
Mine? No,
that wasn't even yours.
My fuel pump went out. My fuel pump, that time too, yeah. Mm-hmm. My fuel pump went out. This is a Can-Am deal, but my fuel pump went out in my Can-Am And I was like 15 or 16 miles from the truck. I ain't walked back. I ended up having to call my wife, and thank God she knew where I was at, and she ended up having to beat her truck up to come pick us up and tow us back around the long way. But
Yeah.
yeah, and then when them other guys came down, and his fuel pump went out too.
Yep. As soon as me and Cody Lynn kind of hit service, we were kind of circling around. We hit service. Jared called and said, "Hey, you gotta come tow us." So we just rode back to the trailer, dropped the mules off, and went up and got. Well, it ran a little bit and then it would shut off. Then it'd run a little and then it'd shut off.
Yep.
So, I think we ended up getting it back to camp, right?
Yeah.
We towed it to the top of the hill, and then they went downhill.
Yep.
So, yep. You know, the quad is nice. I wish you could fit 6 dogs on a quad. I could fit 3 on in that my little rig I made for my quad, but it's just heavy. You know, you don't realize
be careful. You know, because there was a lion hunter. He had a quad with tracks, and he had 4 dogs on the back, and he was climbing a hill, not paying attention, and started giving it throttle. Next thing you know, that quad flipped over the top on him, and he was pinned there. He couldn't get out.
Those tracks are a little heavier than tires. Yeah, it's good to have that. That's what that 300 is good for. Hook that inReach up on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got an inReach too. After I got an inReach when I first started dating my wife, because I was driving piece of shit pickups with 300 some odd thousand miles on them.
You ever start using your 300?
Yeah, I use it.
Yeah, he does. He turns it on and he gives it to Dustin.
Yep.
and he uses his Alpha 10.
Yep. I still use my Alpha 10 90% of the time. I carry that 300 with me, and I have it on, but I got to be careful with it, because when I pull it out of the case, I got to be careful because them buttons on the front are touchy. And you pull it out, and like my dog's been trailing, and I want to see what the track's looking like. And I went to pull it out, and I fried one of my dogs, and I felt so bad.
Oh, you gotta lock that screen.
I don't know how. I gotta figure out how to do that. I'm gonna have Dustin. I'm going out with Dustin tomorrow again, so I'm gonna have him show me how that's done. But yeah, I lit that same dog up twice that day. Thank God he's stubborn.
And that 300 will do the same thing your Alpha 10 will, plus show you the map. It'll still point you if you just want to point the direction. It'll do that.
Yeah, I know that, but I can pick dogs up way farther with my Alpha 10 than I can that 300.
Really?
Yeah.
What kind of range are you getting typically out of that deal?
Like when Dustin had a dog lost, just started back instead of coming down to the road, it took the track back out, and we couldn't find it. Instead of riding back up there, I just had him send it to me on my Alpha 10, and I picked it up, and that dog was like 1.3, and I couldn't pick it up on my handheld. I couldn't pick that dog up on my 300, but I could pick him up on my 10.
The stock antennas, both of them?
Huh?
You got the stock antennas on both of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I had this dumb pup. She doesn't really like other dogs she don't know, and we had some dogs barking in the box back at the truck because we didn't take everyone with. And so she went back to the truck and saw that no one that she knew was there, and she just hit the road that we came in on, took it all the way out. And I was picking her up at 5.2 with that 10. My 300 wouldn't pick her up. It lost her at 2.5.
The farthest I picked up a dog was 17 miles on my 220 and DC 30. and I had kind of climbed up on a mountain trying to find where she went, and she was doing about 60, 70 miles an hour down the 60. But I was high enough, and the lady had went almost to Lakeside area, headed up to Lakeside, and then that's when I got a call. I'm like, God dang it! And I got a call, and the lady said, "Oh, I picked up your dog. She was running around in the road." And I said, "No, I doubt it. You've seen her and probably called her."
Yeah.
And she goes, "Well, I picked her up anyways." And I said, "Well, she goes, can I meet you somewhere?" I said, "Nope, you just stay right there. I'll come get her." "Well, you don't know where I am." I said, "You just stay right there." And I did. I went. She's like, "How'd you find me?" I'm like, "You see those antennas that are blinking all over her collar?" I said, "Yeah, those are GPS." "Well, I
Yep.
didn't know that." I said, "Well, you
You do
didn't know
now.
not to pick them up."
But yeah, that dog went all the way down to where we turned 5.2 miles, sat down there for like 10, 15 minutes on the corner. I thought she was going to get picked up off the main road. And then she made it all the way back to the trucks by the time we were unsaddling the horses.
Yeah.
She missed the whole day. She did twice as many miles as any other dog did that day, but
At least you found a way back, though.
yeah, at least she's not fully stupid.
Yeah.
You know, I have a 30-foot trailer, but it's gooseneck. But I had room for a dog box in the front, living quarters, and it's kind of a side by side width, but it would hold 4 horses. So I keep my horses in the front, and I'd have my those horses in, and then I pull my quad in behind them.
Yep.
You know, and so I had my dogs, quad, and horses, but I had to use my flatbed Cummins to pull it wherever I could go. If I could, and what I want to do is put a hitch on that and put a short car trailer with the axles way in the rear to pull my Toyota too, or a side by side. So that'd be a perfect rig. Right now, I got a trailer. I put a 2-horse trailer on that I bought that someone rolled, and I took the axles out and used them. And I'm gonna put this on the trailer, and I have enough room in the front of this trailer to pull my quad up. So kind of like loner hunting, but you know.
Well, when I was talking to Dustin when we caught that lion the other day, I was just like, this is the first time I've ever caught another lion with someone in 5 years. With someone else's dogs there.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels kind of weird, huh?
I told him, I was like, it felt kind of tainted because your dogs were there.
Yeah. You know, when you're hunting bear, there's a lot of that. You know, lions, I'm probably 90% by myself with lions, because when I'm working down in Phoenix, like I'll bring my dogs and mules down here in the next month when it gets cooler, and then I'll get home early. Like today I got home, I don't know, like pretty early, 1:32, I guess. Of course, you're up at 4, but I mean, I could have, if it was wintertime, I could go out, but it's 7 and it's already dark out. So
Are you working the weekends, or are you going home on the weekend?
No. I usually go home. We got a concert to go to this weekend, so my wife and kids are coming down here. Kids get to swim in the pool, and we're going to a concert Saturday.
Well, yeah, like I say, down there where I've been going by Graterville, it ain't been hot, man. It's been cool past 2 weeks. Yeah, I mean 70s, mid 70s.
Well, you gotta remember my hot is different than your guy. Like 98 degrees right now, and I'm like, screw this. You know, I left, it was 50 degrees when I left Sholo Monday or Tuesday morning.
It was almost 90 when I pulled the dogs off that track.
Yeah.
Today.
But the weekend was nice. We got some rain up there in Sholo.
Yeah, and they got wet down south. Like Tucson got drowned the other day, and then like I say, the center, it is just lush and green, nice and damp. Sitting conditions are wonderful. Like say, I don't know who them guys are, but we picked that track up at like right away almost. I just walked down this big valley and we picked it up and trailed on. And 35 minutes later, I got over there 35, 40 minutes later and they were walking out from the catch tree, whatever. I don't know. I didn't get in there and they weren't friendly enough to inform me of what they were on. And mine was following them out. So, because they had hit ahead of me and we had trailed in through them or to them.
Ed Vance was on Clay Newcomb's podcast.
Yeah.
He was talking about how he took that 3/4 ton 1954 or whatever it was Chevy, like 1,700 miles, whatever it was. And those didn't have suspension at all back in the 50s. And he said he would turn off his engine to go downhill, which anybody who hadn't done that, I used to do that. Put it in neutral and turn your engine off because I didn't have power brakes on my 71s or my 79, like all my old trucks. So you'd turn your, we called it Mexican overdrive. I don't know if that's politically correct, but that's what we all called it. And that was from my Mexican friend. So I guess I had the right to say it, but that's how you did. So you'd save gas, even though it probably didn't really matter a whole lot. Coast downhill as far as you can. But I remember Ed Vance saying that. Just
Could
to save
be
money.
Could be like, wasn't it Mike Ruth that went down in canyons without reverse?
Yeah. He didn't have brakes either.
Yeah, he didn't have brakes either. He
Yeah.
just went and coasted in first gear.
Got to put it in low range, and those older trucks, all those 70s and stuff, those had really low range. I had a 71 Suburban, and you put it in granny gear, low range, you could get out of the truck and it'd just crawl a hill, and watch it go up the hill.
Like you just let off of her and she'd go. You didn't have to give her no pedal.
Mm-hmm. My little 80 Toyota is real low range too. But I'm looking for a side-by-side, so I won't buy a new one. I'll buy a used one.
Hell, the one I'd like to have cost about $35,000.
Shit, the one I want's $51,000.
Yeah,
you guys just gotta sit there and like scroll through. Like when I want something, I'm addicted to Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist.
The one I want is too new to be on Facebook Marketplace. It just come out.
Like my side-by-side had 200 hours on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought it off a retired chucker hunter. He was retired and all he was a chucker hunter after that in Nevada. For that side-by-side, the dog box and the trailer, I paid $15,000.
Oh, that's more than I'm gonna pay. I've been looking at cheaper ones.
Well, yeah, but there's deals out there, is what I'm saying. And then, them horses I got. One I traded a welding fence job for, and I got that welder for $2,000. And then the other horse I paid $600, and he's taking me through the mountains right now and pounding rocks. Like I've sent you guys videos. And he's just crushing rocks. But I mean, I'm literally just every 20 minutes I'm going through and refreshing because those deals don't last long.
Yeah.
And you gotta, when you get a deal like that, man, I hate Marketplace. It's such a shit show sometimes. Even when you sell stuff on it. I have a couple junk cars. They're not junk. The motors are good, and you'll put them for $500, and they'll say $50. I said, well, yeah, I guess a week. And when it's paid off, you can come get it. I'm a mean guy on there, So, well, I found one for $200. Why are you asking me about this one?
I almost got a Delco trailer the other day, 16-foot gooseneck, half top.
My son got a 20-footer, 24-footer stock trailer with a lid for $1,800. But this guy, my son, if he says, "Is this available?" and they say yes, and it's in Phoenix, he's already halfway there, man. Like I'm coming
That's
to pick
how
it
I
up.
am.
Mhm.
That's
I think
how
he went
Just
down
be
and
like,
bought
hey,
a 22R for his Toyota and put it in the back of his Corolla.
like
So
when I bought a dog from a guy a couple years ago, and he didn't want to sell her, I don't think, because I called him. I'm like, hey, dude, I just had a dog go down, and I've known this guy for a long time, and I've bought puppies from him, and I like his dogs. And I was like, do you got an older dog for sale? Because I need some help right now. And he's like, maybe let me call you in a couple weeks and see if she pisses me off. And I'm like, okay. And he calls me at 8, knowing I'm at work. He calls me at 8 in the morning and says, if you want this dog, meet me at this gas station in a half hour. And I just looked at my boss and I said, hey, I'm leaving. He's like, you got a work truck? And I'm like, I'll be back. My wife's going to come pick me up. And then I'm going. I'm going to be gone for a little bit. And I left. My wife picked me up. We left work, bought the dog, and came back. But that was my only chance to get that dog. He's like, if you want this dog, he's like, I'm stopping here to get fuel coming through town. If you want her, you can get her now. And I was like, I'll be there. And that's
gotta do
just
what you
how.
gotta do.
Mm-hmm.
Tim said he'd buy a broke down one to build one. My uncle took a Buick Skylark, whatever that had a V6 in it, ripped the front end out, built the frame, put it in there,
Shut up!
and it's not even as wide as a side-by-side. And he took parts of a minivan for the windshield, and he built his own side-by-side. And so he put the steering in the front off of something, built the steering, and then someone's here. And then he in the back, so it's a front wheel drive, right? So the back still turns. And he just has a lock in it. So if he wants to turn it, he can take the lock out of that back wheel, and it has like 4 wheels turning.
Dude, I tell you what, you want to talk about off-road vehicles? Go look at what them fellers build in Australia.
Yeah, crazy.
I watched a guy, he cut his frame in half and put a giant bearing, like a pillow bearing, in between the cab and the bed. So his cab would be straight and level, and his bed could be at an angle. The truck articulated.
Oh. Yep.
I don't know how that worked with his drive shaft and all that. I didn't get that into it, but it was cool to look at.
Wow. I bet it rides like hell though. If it rides like on them big Arctic trucks, that's something that's just bouncy out of the cab. You get strapped in.
But yeah, he would. The cab could be going down flat, or you could be coming or whatever, and you got to crawl over something. The bed would stay flat, and the cab would go over first and level out, and then the truck bed would. It was cool.
Well, instead of spending all that money on suspension, he spent it all on, just building that big knuckle in there. But it shouldn't be too bad because it's just going like this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's no different. You still got the U joints on the drive shaft, so it'd be all right.
I ain't got skills like that.
Off-road dump truck. Yep.
Yeah.
No, and I think I want to get a 2-seater instead of the 4 or 6-seater. But I think if I get that, I'm gonna get a couple of them instead of one big one because the turn radius. Or I'll just go borrow Benny's and put a dog box on the top of it.
Hey, you had every opportunity.
I should have just built one and kept it down here. Said my truck broke down. My kids, I pulled in. My truck does do that sometimes. He was behind me when we were going up some dirty roads. He was in his side by side. I was in my Tundra. But yeah, my kids, I pulled that when I picked it up and brought it home. My kids were all excited. I said, "Don't get too excited. It ain't ours." Yep.
That was one of those good deals on Facebook Marketplace.
Yep.
No, it wasn't on Facebook. I Googled it and it showed up in Peoria.
Oh,
And they wanted, I don't know, they wanted 30 some $1,000s for it. It had about $45,000 worth of stuff on it. And I told my son and daughter-in-law, I think we could buy this for 20 grand. And I waited and I stayed in touch and I waited and I waited and I paid $20,500 for it.
Heck yeah.
I seen the dogs.
Video.
How long would those last, though?
Nah, I ain't interested. They can't make a robot of anything to walk across rough country worth of shit. We ain't got the tech yet, I don't think.
What are you talking about? I seen it on TikTok and Facebook. It's true. Oh, good old porcupine quill. Three dogs recovering from porcupine quill.
I seen them pictures. That the Duckers, them faces.
You don't want to know my theory to all that, because I've done that 100 times, and then I had one dog, Andy, that decided he wanted to try to bite me or pull away or act like a fool, and so I actually left him in. Gave him shots of penicillin. He'd rather take that shot than me pull them needles out. I got most of them out, but I left him in there, water his food down where he could still eat, which is not like they chew their food half time anyways. And that was the last time I left him in there until they got soft and just festered out. And that was the last time, and he lived, that he ever messed with the porcupine again.
I had a pretty nice vet when I lived in Montana, because I'd always catch a porcupine a year. And I'd just call him and he'd be like, come to the house, and he'd ask for the dogs' rough weight, and I'd tell him, and he'd just do the shot and knock all the dogs I got hit out on the tailgate and then give me pliers. I was like, what do I owe you? And he's just, buy me a drink at the bar next time you see me. He was a great vet.
I had a good vet. Give me a bottle of Rompum, all that good stuff. Always had a bottle of Rompum. Because I tell you what, you want to dig out porcupine quills, just throw a little half a cc in a dog vein and you're good to go. But he went and got all selfish on me and died at like 80 years old. So left me in the dark. Could have at least left me your Rompum supply. It's hard to get anything from vets anymore, you know?
Me and Dustin were talking about that. It's
getting stuff from vets.
Yeah. It used to be you'd go in there 2-3 times, you know, with dogs all swelled up with what have you, and pretty soon, next thing you know, he'd just give you a jar of Caflexin or whatever and be like, just use it. You know, quit coming in and wasting a half hour out of my day.
Yeah, you tell one of your kids to go ahead and be a vet now. Then you'll be set.
I tried. They all want to be stupid law enforcement.
Well, just tell them there's plenty of police. One of them needs to go be the dog doctor.
I know. It'll be my second crop of kids coming up.
Yeah.
my fall season kids.
You gotta wait till the next leader.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. You know, if they just give me like a bottle of lidocaine and some Rompum, and it's all you need, you know?
Yeah.
So
speaking of that, it's a lot easier to have a dog not trash out of a side-by-side.
Well, yeah, when you're you can check the track off a
Yeah.
truck or side by side.
Mhm.
You know, walking or muling, man, those things should be 100 yards out. That's why I try to keep them kind of close on my mule.
Yep.
And usually I don't typically road them a whole lot on my truck. Sometimes I do, but I'd rather just have Cody drop me off, let me walk a canyon or around a hill and pick me up on the other side.
Like
Because
when I
he can
take
cut them off.
Yeah, well, when I take my monsters out, my young dogs, I don't dump them out on the ground until I find a track.
Hmm.
If no, if no old dogs are there and kind of the check dog type of stuff, because if you find that track, but they have a good nose, but they'll run anything that moves, well, then at least you can at least start out on a lion or whatever.
You know, Ed Vance was talking about not getting paid in the day. You had to catch
Mhm.
something. And I think Clay was asking him, like, would you find a track first? He goes, no, I just go where I knew the lions were. He goes, and I didn't ever really go alone. I would just take someone with me because if you go alone and catch something, you're not making no money.
Yep.
So, but
Well, that's
when
how
you,
I run my guide business. I have a kill fee.
Mhm.
You cover my expenses, and if I don't do my job, I don't make money. I just break even.
And you let them come back.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Good way to do it, I bet.
But could you imagine?
You don't get I don't get that high end clientele though that like some
Yeah.
outfits do.
Yeah.
Well, I
The guys
mean,
I take are usually down to earth.
those
Even
guys
now,
that
up there,
are paying $9,000 to $12,000 a line hunt, those guys are outfitters that have 5, 6, 7 guys out there looking, plus all your minions.
Well, it just depends on your hunter too. Like I took a guy out one time and I was his 5th lion hunt. He never killed one. And those hunts went, from 55, he paid from $5,500 all the way over to 10. He did 5 of them before he killed one.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's got to say something for the enjoyment of the challenge. You know what I mean? Because what other thing in this world would a guy buy 5 times and not get it and not be just raising hell? You know what I mean? There's something special to that, to the challenge of it.
He was a cool dude. Super cool. When we caught that first line, I looked at him, and because there was 2 different tracks, and I was like, whichever one this is, you're shooting it.
I don't care what it is.
I don't care what it is, dude.
Yep.
Because that was in Nevada. You're allowed 2 tags.
Yeah.
And we caught first day of his hunt. And he's like, really? And I'm like, yeah, whatever, dude. It's the first day. We can go into town and you can spend another $160 on another non-resident lion tag. No big deal. We'll get this one checked in. You'll go get your another lion tag and we'll start hunting again tomorrow.
Wife. Yeah. It happens. I thought about going over to California and bear hunting, but god dang, their tags are expensive over there.
Are they high?
Yeah,
They're
like
like
380 or something. 360 or something.
Plus you got to buy the hunting license.
Which is another, what, 280 or something?
So I don't know what it is.
Like
My
$600-700. 80,000 bear. They should, and they want to get rid of them. They should be selling those. Well, just to the there's $60 to residents. Yeah, something like that.
My buddies that don't draw any tags in Nevada, they'll go to California and do a bear spot and stock bear hunt if they don't draw in Nevada.
Yeah, my cousin lives up by Walker. Walk right out the back door over there in the mountain country, bear country. But I was like, $700? No, I'm good. I'll just stay here and spend that in fuel if I have to.
Yeah,
Yep.
Get to hunt out my back door.
yeah. I
But
tell you,
Advance did say he liked hunting bears a lot. He liked hunting lion, but he liked hunting bears. And it's a lot easier hunting bears out of a truck or a side by side than it is a mule or walking, unless you're spot stalking.
Benny, did you ever hunt out of a buggy or a truck?
Nope, not once. I hunted a foot until I bought a horse, and after I bought a horse, I never looked back. You can cover so much more country, and a horse can't go everywhere you can go afoot, but at the same time, I'm willing to ride around the country. When I was by myself, I didn't leave my horse or mule tied up very often. I just find a way around, and the dogs will wait on me.
Yep.
So
that's what I've been thinking too. Is like you say, you can't. There's a lot of places I would go where I couldn't ride, but most of the time you could just go around that joker. You like to say, and kind of the same thing as hunting out of a pickup, except for you ain't got to have the road. You got to have anywhere that ain't got a hellhole in it.
And when you're on horseback, you don't waste time. You're always in the country.
Yeah.
that's
You're
true.
definitely not playing on your phone.
No.
Driving around in the truck, you might play on your phone a little bit, waiting for a dog strike, bear hunting.
Yep.
But
And I don't know, maybe if I had a good horse and not too terrible a country, I might could keep up with them better. And,
You can, you know what? As long as you have the right horse, you can keep up with them in any country. But you got to be, the horse is only half of the equation. You got to be willing to let the horse go and trust the horse, and you got to watch your center of gravity too, because you can sure throw that horse off, and then the whole deal's just a bad wreck.
I tell you what, I never got thrown off a horse when I was out there riding, but I sure got rolled over on one because I wouldn't let go. A couple times. I went down some hills. I got rolled in a wash once, rolling down a hill, and the only thing that saved me is he rolled over top of me, and it was sand. So I had that little bit of cushion, and when he rolled over, I held on to the saddle horn, and he stood up, and I was still on him. And I remember looking down, and of course, I don't even think we have cell phones. This is 90s, like you didn't have a cell phone. I wish I could have took a picture of that where you could see my pants in print and my Wrangler and see everything in that sand where that horse rolled over on me. It'd have been a good picture, man. Dad just said, "You all right?" And it caught my breath. I was like, "Yeah."
I did have a horse go down on me, and that was the first time I realized I was getting older and slower. I didn't get my foot out of the stirrup and I broke a leg.
I was down in 27 watching my son ride that old nag, and I said, "Watch that log when she steps over it," because we was on a deer trail that was about 4 inches wide and on an incline that was ridiculous. And he stepped over the log, and I was so busy watching him, my horse hit that log and slipped, and or like maybe he stepped over. I just know he slid down the hill, and I didn't pull my leg up fast enough on my right side, and I thought he busted my bone because he fell and slid down the hill, and I just stepped off of it, basically. But he already landed on my right side, and I stood there, and man, I remember looking down at my leg, expecting the bone to be sticking out because it hurt so bad. It hurt so bad I wanted to throw up. I was going to pass out. I mean, it was horrible pain. And I really think, I don't know if this could happen, but I feel like instead of snapping my bone, I feel like it bent that bone to maximum do not snap and back. And it hurt. I mean, I really thought when I looked down, I was going to see that bone sticking out of my leg. It hurt so bad.
Yeah.
And then I felt like I was going to pass out. And I sat down. Same thing. My dad's all, "You all right?" So let me die for a second first, and then ask me after.
Tucky and
On that
Tucky.
on that deal, it didn't snap my bone. It split it lengthwise.
Oh,
Ooh.
And yeah,
Chris.
So, was it a fracture? More of like a deep fracture?
just a
Ugh.
just right there. So I was Mike Leonard was there. We were hunting up there by I-40, and I was riding Missy's young horse, and he was pretty lazy. But anyway, I said, "Look at this blue mark on my leg." I said, "That's where the break is." And it was an hour and a half ride back to the pickup. And then it was quite a ride back to the house. And all my stuff needed to be packed up in my pickup. And then it was 2.5 hours back to my house. And I go to the hospital, and just as I'm in the emergency room, they get a 3 different car wrecks in little Podunk, Artesia, New Mexico. 10,000 people, and they have 3 car wrecks. And so they said, we won't get to you forever. And so I just hopped around on it, and I went to Phoenix. I went to Phoenix at Thanksgiving, and I stayed. When is that SARS gun show, Chris? December sometime?
I think so.
So I was there for that SARS show, and I had been hopping around on one leg. And so I finally got a doctor's appointment in Sun City, and the osteopath said, well, either your bone is almost healed and it was fractured lengthways about, it was about that far.
Hmm.
He says, or you have a vein running straight down the middle of that. I said, how many people have that vein? He said, none. He says, but the good news is after 4 weeks, it's almost healed. So there's always the possibility, but I've also known people that push their side by sides too far, and there's people that die on those things back there in the country too.
Yeah.
There was,
Yeah.
wasn't there? I just seen a video. My son was in school to where someone rolled a side by side. I think he was in the academy, and a game warden was first one on site, and her arm was like basically severed because they rolled it over, and her arm probably flew out. And yep,
She tried to
yep,
shoot. She grabbed the outside of the roll cage.
and it was hanging on by a piece of skin or something. So, but I mean, you're probably safer in a truck unless you're chasing your dog fast like
Yeah.
me. Bear got something treed, but a horse. I don't know. I rode a lot of miles on my horse and had minimal problems.
If something bad happens, it's because you did it.
Yeah.
I stay scared. I always stay scared of something like shit, man. And I always think ahead, like, man, there's probably a rattlesnake in that hole, or man, if I go down and fall right there. So I'm always ready to just bail off or move my leg or whatever.
I got hung up. The other day. It scared the shit out of me. And
I have Tapaderos.
Yeah, I had my taps, and then I got their oxbows, big set of oxbows on the inside.
Oh yeah.
I went to get off, and when I got off, I swung my leg over to get off, and when I set my leg down, it was on this bowling ball size rock, and that rock shot forward and threw me underneath the horse, and my other leg went into the stirrup.
Mm-mm.
And I was sitting there just looking at his belly button pretty much. And this is my 3-year-old. And I'm just like, thank God you love me.
Yeah, isn't that what happened to Kelly? Oh, she slipped off the boulder. It was snowy.
I don't know.
I think she was saying it was kind of snowy, and she stepped on a boulder to get on, and it rolled under the mule, and it spooked it, or she slipped on the snow and maybe landed just like he did, and it took off and drug her.
You can go see her Saturday and ask her.
Where's she at?
Coatis County Fair.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, they're in charge of the rodeo, the ranch rodeo, and all that stuff. And the
Where's that
clump-
at?
Douglas.
The same place we was at?
Yep, exact same
Oh.
place.
But
Yeah.
And I think the clumps, all the boys have a rodeo team this year.
Yeah.
You can, and I saw a video where that Hatley Joe that got so bent out of shape at Brett for missing his goat.
Oh, yeah.
She's a barrel racing queen now.
Huh. Yep. I think I seen her running the Washington polls. I'm friends with them, like on Facebook and stuff.
Yeah.
Then when Dustin fell off that horse, that 3-year-old, he did the same thing, except I don't think Dustin's leg got hung up. But when Dustin fell off, he didn't let go of that one rein, and that horse just sit there and looked at him when he fell off.
Yeah. I don't like oxbows. I don't like none of those. I have wide stirrups and
That's
I
what
can't fit
oxbows
my
are. They're just instead of being the flat,
They're round.
they're round.
Yeah, I know what they are. I don't like them.
Oh,
They're skinny. So I got my tapaderos are about 3 inches thick, and I can't put my foot all the way in it. So
oh,
basically, but I hardly ride with my stirrups anyways. But
Oh, you got like a wide bottom, like a wide shelf
Yeah.
on your shirt.
yeah, he's sitting there on
Yeah,
it. He's
so-
got a full step.
so I just kind of put my toes in most time anyways.
I got
I
wide
don't want
iron,
to get hung up. That's one thing I don't want to do is get hung up.
Yeah.
which I mean, y'all laughed at my rig before. I got that Australian deal, but I got wide irons like that, and your boot don't go all the way in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you gotta be careful on them horses too, man. You know
I do like
that
that. So
I got a free mule, so I didn't know what it was. So I had to kind of figure it out for the first couple of years. I think I've had her for 3-4 years now. Shoot, she was 11 when I got her, but
But
she was a little antsy in the beginning, and I just kept riding her out. She used to get real. What's that?
I was just going to talk about my horse real quick, but you're good. Finish yours.
And the only time I seen her buck is when I put 2 cinches on her, and that I didn't hook the cinches together, and it slipped up behind her and caught her in her flank. But I hadn't even done nothing with her. I was just doing it. Turned around and she went bucking right there, and I was holding the lead rope and watching her like buck all the way around me. So I just went back to my strap. I only got, I got my britchin and stuff, breast collar, but
Yeah.
Guys, I'm going to call it a night and go to bed. I got another long day tomorrow.
yes, sir, Mr. Benny.
sounds good.
All right.
See you guys.
Later,
Have a
Benny.
good
Later.
evening.
Yes, sir. You think get ready to take your boys out and get them another bear, Chris?
Oh yeah, but they don't get to shoot. They only get to shoot a big boar.
Yeah. I'm gonna try.
3B's closed down for the rest of the year, I heard. So
Yeah. I'm gonna try to take my boy out opening weekend here and see if I can't get him on something.
for that 2 weeks. It's not next weekend, it's the weekend after, ain't it?
Yeah. I'm hoping I can get him to stick on this weekend, and I'll fill my tag that way. They know that if they hold, they get to shoot. But
Mhm.
otherwise, we might have a rough fit. But we'll see. I thought for sure I'd got lucky enough to get in there fast, and then it's like they're in the dark or.
Is Unit 1 rifle in October, or is it not rifle at all no more?
No, I think Unit 1 is. No, I don't.
Archery only?
It's rifle in October.
It's done though. Isn't it closed for the year? I thought.
Unit
No, that
1?
was 3.
I thought
3B
both.
is.
I
3B,
don't.
3C.
I thought they
and-
both. I thought both of those two unit groups did. I don't know. I'd have to double check.
Hope not. Pretty crazy. Well, and you got to remember, there's so many nuisance bears, and if they kill a sow nuisance bear, that goes against the quota.
Yeah, that's
It's no
tough.
good. I think it shouldn't. And as many
should-
nuisance as they had. This is why they should have a. If it gets to the point where they're closing like that, they should have a boar only.
Yep.
Because the only people who will be hunting then will be houndsmen, unless
That's-
you're that good to scope it up and
Yeah.
Make sure it's a boar, not just think it's a boar.
So I say if you kill a sow, no tag for 3 regulatory years, that'll fix that problem.
Just cutting them off for next year would fix that problem.
Yeah, you no tag next year, whatever. That'll sort it. Or maybe it won't. There's enough like spotting stalkers and deer hunters. There's enough guys that are out there hunting deer that they don't care if they only kill one every other year, but at least if they cut them off for a year or two, that makes it a little nicer. I don't know. I think boar only is the way to go, really. Then they'll whine. Well, then how do we tell the difference? Like tree of son of a buck, Yeah, I've never been up for one and not sure. You know what I mean?
Unit 1 is closed. It says annual female harvest or harvest limit.
Yeah, they killed a pile of cows.
Then let me see. I think 3C's shut down annual too. Yep, annual.
Yeah, I think it's.
I know 30 or 23 South. I knew that one was.
Yep. So all that's left is, I think, maybe up there by Brandon and Dustin and them might get another season. Then 27. And then, of course, all the southern units, 33, 34, 35.
Yeah, so cool. 27. That opens 10-3.
Yep. I ain't never been in there. I'd like to, but I don't think that might not be the place to haul my kids somewhere I've never been. You know what I mean?
Why does that open and then close? And
yeah, because they break up the quota because there's so many bears. It could close open on weekend, so they have early and late rifle, so you get two chances. So it don't
31 closed all year.
Yeah.
Shit, it opens 10-3.
Yeah, that's that Friday, first Friday. That's Friday after next.
No, it's next Friday. Oh yeah, you're talking.
Yeah,
next week Friday.
Next week Friday. Yeah, Friday after next week.
Shit.
Shoot.
Is 4B open?
I don't know. I think so. I
thought that opened November. Maybe not. No, 10-3. Yeah, so it opens, but there's only 2 bear limit.
Yeah.
They sure don't have a lot of bear limits this year, do they?
No, they lowered a lot of the quotas from last year because so many got killed, but now just the same amount have got killed. We have a lot more bears than they quota for, I think.
Well, it looks like I'm going to Globe.
Does that open?
Mm-hmm.
Is that open in October?
Yeah, but that's hard country to run dogs in. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Yeah, I hunted it last year.
This is why we need a pursuit after unit closes.
Yes, sir, we do.
This is what we're working on.
Bear season for pursuit should run the same as lion.
Mm-hmm.
And I think spring hunts, you should not be allowed to hunt them unless you can do boar only for sure in the spring. It should be.
Yep.
Boar only in the spring. If you can't tell and you shoot one, you have poke. 100%. You better tree it and look for sure.
Yep.
And I don't.
That's why I got 9 kids, man. That's a lot of bear. Yeah. I did 3 one year, or 4 one year, 5 the next year. This is why sows get killed right here, though.
Yeah.
Because what happens is they kill those 2, they shut the unit down, and then so from Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, people try to get whatever they can and kill as many as they can.
Yep, they just try to hurry up and get their freezer full or whatever because they're going to close. It's already closed, might as well. So 17 more get shot,
Mm-hmm.
which, you know, I don't
Is
know.
what it is.
More only is probably the way to go if they're worried about population, or they need to do another study and reevaluate the bear numbers, because I think we got a lot more than they're accounting for.
Well, they say we have not many, or they've gone down, but when you have 1,000 nuisance bear calls,
Mhm.
and it's not even not everybody calls in. Someone sent me a picture. I said, "Hey, did you call Game and Fish on that?" They said no. I'm like, you maybe should. That's the way it's recorded. And
Yep.
I tell people, I had someone call me and say, "Hey, I got a bear in my yard." I was like, "Well, you gotta call the hotline, man, and tell them." Well, I did, but because the guy didn't show up that day, and then I found out he was like somewhere doing something. You know, there's like one game warden. We don't have 12 game wardens in one unit. We have
No.
one or two, period.
Yep.
And some of those guys are hauling out 2-3 bears a day.
Yep.
You know?
Yes. Nuisance bears. Then
So,
we'll eat 10 different bears a weekend around the campground. And then you hike into this and see 6-8 more bears, all in the center of the unit. There's more bears than they pretend like, or the more bears than they reckon.
yeah.
Accounting for the birth rates or something, or else their starting data was off. One of the two.
Yeah.
Because the numbers they say we got, I should have a lot harder time getting on a hot bear. And I have a lot of trouble doing it. You know what I mean? Or to have a hard time getting on a hot track for the number of bears they say we got. And it's like it don't matter where you go, there's bears everywhere.
Well, that's all right. I'll hunt lion all winter. That's what I'll do.
Well, yeah.
I'm gonna go set up camp down there at Washington Camp. My dad's working with that guy right now. Might
Hell
be
yeah.
building a road in there soon, so I can camp there. I can't get a truck in there. There's no road to it. It's really
I will
steep.
tell everybody watching, though, we're talking about Washington Camp and 35 and 36. It's terrible lion country, really. We're just like Brett. We like to hunt the worst piece of country in the state. Really, if you want to get into that good lion country, it's up there in northwest corner, up there toward what you call it.
Kingman?
Yeah, up there by Kingman. That's where the good
Yucca?
lion country.
Yeah, if
You
you
don't
want to
want
catch a lion easy, go to Yucca, Arizona.
Yeah. You just
Go
don't
to
want
Yuma with all the sheep.
Yep, there you go. You don't want to be down there in that south central border country. It's just awful. Hard to make a living for a lion. There ain't but two in the whole place, probably. It's bad.
Even the guys that live down there or stay down there have a hard time sometimes.
It
I've
is
known
tough.
a few guys down there that good lion hunters and just don't come across them.
Yeah, it's tough country to hunt, and I like it though because I think if they can get it figured out in that country, then they can probably get it figured out about wherever I take them. You know what I mean? That just made sense to me because you can cut tracks, you can get them trailing, and it's hard. But if they can do that, then I don't know. If you want to be good,
I just want to get one picture of coatis. That's all I want.
Was that Jaguar or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh.
The new one that they post 5 pictures of and say that there's a lot of jaguars down there.
Do they don't know, do they? That all their spots are like fingerprints and none of them are the same.
Yeah, if you get if it's a different one.
Yeah. I tell you
I would love to catch a lion and paint him up and let him go down there. I would love to go just catch a bunch of lions and paint them like a leopard, paint them like a tiger, paint them like a jaguar, and just let them go down there. That would be so fun. That'd be the funnest thing to do. Because who is that U of A down there, Jared, that has all the cameras out now?
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Paint one up like a fucking Libra and put a mohawk on it, turn it loose.
Mm-hmm. And they keep trying their hardest to prove that there's all these jaguars, but there's really not. 30 years, you have 5 or 6. That's not very good odds.
And even if there was, even if we get breeding pairs in here that don't, you can't run an apex predator out of the country.
Yeah.
You know, we're not going to run a jaguar out of the country. If they set up shop, they're just going to push the lions out. You know what I mean?
There's nobody that hunts more than Warner Glenn down there with his dogs every day back in the day, and he still
Yeah.
caught one. Then he caught two.
2 in 35 years.
It's not like he ran them off.
Yeah.
No, well, and then Donnie, he caught one in 2011, I think.
Mm-hmm. Is he the same guy that caught the ocelot?
I don't know if he caught an ocelot or
Who
not.
caught the? Somebody caught the ocelot over there at Fort Huachuca.
My thing is like, I know I've run the same line. Well, I mean, I'm sure it's the same line. We're running in the same canyon 5 friggin' times. I know Jared's run her a couple of times at least. If we can't run a female lion out of a canyon, we can't run a jaguar out of the country. You know what I mean?
Well, and even if you did, like Jared said before, you guys got 3 lions out of the canyon, came back, and there was 3 more.
Yeah.
Next year, you know. So
It's their habitat.
Yeah.
It's a lion's habitat.
Yeah.
Jaguars, I don't believe Arizona is his habitat. I think
it's too dry.
There's jaguars over on the west side of Mexico in pretty desolate, dry country, but why don't we see them over there on the reservation and all that area then? Or in how come we don't see none over in California?
Yeah. I think because the heart of their habitat is
Central Mexico. The heart of their habitat starts in Central Mexico.
Down by that lake country and stuff, right? And they are super populated there, to my understanding. And they are spreading. But we're a long damn ways from where they're coming.
Who is it? Is it Belize or Brazil that has 60,000 jaguars?
Brazil.
Is it Brazil? I knew it was one of those. That's a lot of jaguar.
And that's a low estimate because they can't get a good number because it's
just like the bears in California.
I read something the other day that jaguar populations nationally grew 30% since 2000. Don't quote me on that. I'm not that good at reading, but
what'd the picture say, Jared? What'd the picture say?
All the animal numbers are up hundreds of percent since 1900. And that's all to do with conservation efforts fueled by sportsmen, not bunny huggers, not by your multi-billion-dollar organizations driving Bentleys and taking your donations for the bunnies. It's by sportsmen. It's by the North American model. There are more of everything now everywhere than there was in 1900, and that's everywhere that has sportsman-fueled conservation efforts. You can take a look at places where they do have it and places they don't. You know, they look at look like African countries is the perfect example, or states here the perfect example. You look at states with healthy game population and that are hunted, and you look at places where they're not, and it's just out of control, disease-ridden mess. You look at African countries with, sport with the sport hunting of elephants, the recreational hunting of elephants or lions or whatever, and they have a grillion more than they did 120 years ago. And then you look at countries where they don't have it, and there's like 17 of them or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you got to pay for keeping these things alive. If they don't have a value, then the government can't and won't do anything to protect them. Putting them on an endangered species list all by itself ain't going to do nothing for nobody. I saw a meme where it said that like a leftist, their motto is less wildlife, more money. That's the plan. And the fourth one is like more wildlife, more money to protect more wildlife equals more wildlife. It's just goofy thing to want is to want something to be at a low population so you can collect dollars for it. That's just wild.
Does anyone still listen to us even?
Yeah, right. Average about 500 views a week, something like that. or per show.
Yeah. Plus with
That's
the
just
podcast.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know what the podcast does. I know there's people that don't watch us and they listen to us.
Yeah,
I
I get
know.
people listening to the podcast all week long.
Yeah.
I don't know. We listen to us talk. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
True.
really. I mean, we would have the same conversations if we were sitting around and having a card table. So, you know.
I mean, there's 33 of them listening to us right now.
Oh boy.
Live action.
Yeah, we don't. Our niche is not exactly the best, and it's hunting season. In
Yeah.
the summers, we got 50, 60, 70 people on.
Mhm.
Once September rolls around, August, this is our crowd.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
But
anyways, another day, another little pay. I'm
yeah.
gonna bring my horse. I'll probably stay up there October. I'll bring my horse and mules down, and probably November. When are you going back? Tucson, Jared.
November.
I might
I
come
think
down
we-
and visit you.
Yeah, I think I go back down there to hunt in November. I don't know. I tried getting down there this month, but I wanted to get down there and hunt in the heat, but didn't happen.
You're babysitting.
I'm babysitting, so yeah, Brandon's off doing elk hunts, so I'm up here taking care of everything.
Brandon's off trying to fight guys out in the field. Is what Brandon's doing. Wait till you hear those stories.
Oh man, I can about imagine.
That's all I know is he grabbed the side by side and the guy tried to take off and he just peeled out. You'll hear it. It's funny. He said he was going to try to get on if he got out early, but they're chasing one bull right now, trying to get whack it.
He's a big feller to be messing with.
Yeah.
I just got thinking, like, that may not be the one to start track with out where ain't nobody can't see you. You know what I mean?
Especially when you're just
He's
a couple fat guys out there.
Oh, was
Yeah,
it?
Yeah.
Got some big old heavy hands on him too. I would
Yeah.
hate to get walloped with one of them.
Yep. Well, I think I'm going to bed. I've been up since 4.
Yeah, about a couple hours before you, but I gotta wake up 2:00. I gotta meet Dustin, so except I got a big old drive. I gotta drive all the way down to go meet him.
How far are you from him?
About an hour and a half, hour 40.
Oh. Well, when he's done trying to show you how to catch some javelina, I'll come teach you how to really catch them. I just don't want to deal with none of them monkeys.
Oh man.
Knock on wood. All right, guys. Well, go do some hunting this weekend.
Yep.
Yep.
Talk to you guys later.
Catch something so we have something to talk about.
All right.
All righty, guys.
See ya.
So we got a 5-day bear hunt, $50 a spot. Zelle is 928-245-7367, or Venmo the guy, Anthony-Kinney-14. We had some firefighters killed in a head-on collision, and all that money goes to the families. Plus, we have a 6.5 raffle for sportsmen's or sports. Let me see here. Let me pull it up here before I mess it up here. There we go. Sportsmen's for Heroes at gmail.com. $100 ticket, 80 entries, 6.5 custom rifle. And that goes to he's an organization that takes a lot of veterans out. AWDA.com, AZWDA.com. If you guys want to join the Arizona Working Dog Alliance, so we can get working on, we're going to be working on some stuff right now. We're working on it. So we talked about a little bit on the show what needs to happen. So now we're going to try to make it happen. Other than that, go to coldstrikegear.com. Great supporter of the Arizona Working Dog Alliance and free casting podcast and live. And behind me, Value Pack Dog Food, specialty-feeds.com. You can go check those guys out. That's what I feed. and Full Cry Magazine. So go to fullcrymag.com and get a subscription. New owners, Danny and Jason Doobie, and they're doing a good job at it. Till next week, guys, and remember, keep your powder dry and stay safe out there.
Well,